please do not move to Northern Colorado until you know these 5 hidden costs. So a family called me last month in an absolute panic. They had budgeted $3,500 a month for their Northern Colorado move, but 6 months later, they were spending $4,800 per month and absolutely could not figure out where the extra $1,300 was coming from or where it was going. And their real estate agent had focused on the mortgage payment and property taxes, but nobody warned them about the 5 hidden costs that can cost you an extra $15,000 to $20,000 a year. And here's what's scary. These aren't luxury experiences or luxury homes or lifestyle choices. These are basic costs of living right here in Northern Colorado that most people discover after they've already moved here. Now, I've lived in Northern Colorado for 6 years, and I've helped over 100 families budget for their relocation costs and current cost of living. And today, I'm gonna show you the 5 hidden costs that nobody else is talking about, so you don't become another family surprised after you move here. Now, before we dive into the costs, you need to understand that Northern Colorado isn't just expensive because of the home prices. There are ongoing monthly and annual expenses that can easily add up to an extra $1,000 or $1,500 a month, adding that stress to your monthly budget. Now, most real estate agents don't mention these because they want you to focus on getting you under contract and not scaring you away with the reality of the actual costs it's gonna take you to live there. But I'd rather give you this truth now than have you discover these costs after you've already committed to a mortgage. Now let's break down exactly what you're looking at. Now let's jump into hidden cost number 1, and that is going to be the metro taxing districts, which is gonna be a huge one. But you guys are gonna wanna stick around to the end of this video because trust me, number 5, nobody has thought of. Now, of course, the first hidden cost that shocks most newcomers is what's considered the metro tax district. Now, these are special taxes that pay for infrastructure in all of the new developments. Think about the roads, the water systems, the parks, and the community centers. They can add anywhere from $200 to $1,000 per month to your housing costs, and they last for 30 to 40 years. Now, here's how it works. When developers build new communities, they don't pay for the infrastructure up front. Instead, they create a metro district that issues bonds to pay for the construction. And then homeowners then pay back those bonds through the special taxing district on top of their regular property taxes. Now, the problem is that these taxes aren't always clearly disclosed during the buying process. Your agent might mention them briefly, but they often don't explain the real life impact that they might have. Now, I've seen families get hit with metro district tax bills between $8,000 and $10,000 per year that they never budgeted for. Now let's dive in and talk about a real example. A family purchased a $500,000 home in a newer Loveland development. The mortgage payment was around $2,800 per month, which they could easily afford. But they didn't realize the metro district taxes would add another $900 per month to their housing costs. That's $10,800 per year that they hadn't planned for. Now, the worst part about this is these taxes don't go away when you pay off your mortgage. They continue for decades and they often increase over time. So before you buy in any newer development, you need to get a complete breakdown of all the metro tax districts and factor them into your monthly budget. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the second hidden cost, which is going to be HOA fees and special assessments, which can lead families into financial trouble. Now, your initial HOA fee might seem, I would say, reasonable, maybe $50 to $150 a month, but nobody tells you about the special assessments that can hit you with bills from $5,000, $10,000, and even $20,000 with just a 30-day notice. Now, here's what happens. HOAs are, of course, responsible for maintaining your common areas, amenities, and sometimes exterior building maintenance. Now, when major repairs are needed, like replacing a clubhouse roof, revamping or repaving the roads, or dealing with a lawsuit, the HOA can levy a special assessment on all of the homeowners. Now, I've personally seen families get hit with a $15,000 special assessment for roof repairs that they had no idea that it was coming. Others have been charged $8,000 for legal fees for the HOA lawsuits that they were not even aware of. And here's the scary part. If you can't pay the special assessment, the HOA can put a lien on your home. Now, since 2018, over 250 Colorado homes have been foreclosed on due to HOA delinquencies. Now, many of these were families who simply couldn't afford the unexpected special assessments on top of their regular mortgage and insurance payments. Now, the insurance here in Colorado is making this a little bit worse, because many HOAs are facing massive insurance premium increases, and those costs get passed on to the homeowners through higher fees or special assessments. And in some communities, they have seen their insurance costs triple just in the last 2 years. So before you buy in any HOA community, you need to see their financial statements, reserve fund status, and insurance information. And if they have less than 25% of their annual budget in a reserve, that is a huge red flag that a special assessment is highly likely. What's up, beautiful people? My name is Noah, your Northern Colorado real estate and lifestyle expert, out here enjoying this beautiful Colorado day. Oh my gosh, so blessed. Now, I've just shown you 2 hidden costs that can easily add $1,000 per month to your housing expenses. And we're not even halfway through the list. So if you're serious about making a move or relocating to Northern Colorado, and you want to make sure that you budget for the real cost, all you have to do is shoot me a call or text at 720-741-7474, and I'll help you understand some of these hidden costs and answer all of your questions, large or small. Now let's get back to this video. Now, the third hidden cost here, some of you are gonna laugh at because you're moving from states that have all 4 seasons, but a lot of people relocate to Colorado from warmer climates, and snow removal and winter maintenance always catches you off guard. Now, I would like to note that Longmont's location is on the leeward side of the Rocky Mountains, which means that it receives a heck of a lot less snowfall than areas that are further west. The temperatures are also not near as cold, so don't worry about winters like I did. The snowy period here stretches from October to April, with most snowfall occurring in December, averaging only 2.6 inches. But sometimes it's a little more than that. Now, if you live in a single family home, you are responsible for cleaning off your driveway and, in most northern Colorado cities, the sidewalk that's directly in front of your home. Now, you can of course do this by yourself, but it means busting your behind shoveling snow or buying a snowblower that is going to cost you between $800 and $2,000, depending on the brand that you purchase and what options it has. Or you can hire a service, which is typically going to cost you anywhere between $1,500 and $3,000 per season, depending on how much snowfall we get. But snow removal is just the beginning. Your heating bills are going to be slightly higher than what you're used to, especially in the winter months. Then, of course, there's vehicle winterization. Now, a lot of Coloradans use winter tires or all-season tires, which are rated for snowfall. And these are going to cost you between $800 and $1,500 for a set of 4. Now, your car may need more frequent maintenance due to the salt and all the de-icing agents that they put on, which just adds a tiny bit extra during the winter months. Now, one of the other things that you may not be prepared for is your fall or winter home preparation. Now, this happens predominantly because we are at 5,000 feet elevation and we are that much closer to the sun. It is a lot more powerful and it degrades absolutely everything. We're talking about siding and trim, the paint on your house, the sun is going to destroy it all. Now, when these items are left unchecked, what we like to refer to in the business as deferred maintenance, water can get into places that it should not and quickly turn an $80 home maintenance into a hefty repair bill. All right, we've covered Metro Tax District, HOAs, extra home and vehicle maintenance, and now we're going to talk about the fourth cost, which is going to be commuting, especially if you're planning to work in Denver while living in northern Colorado. Now, most people focus on the time it's going to take them to commute, but they don't calculate the real financial costs. If you're going to commute from Loveland to Denver 5 days a week, you're looking at 120 miles per day. And at the current gas prices, let's say that's roughly $15 to $20 a day just in fuel costs. Now, over a month, that's $300 to $400 just in gas. Then, of course, there's parking. If you're working in downtown Denver, parking can cost between $150 and $300 a month. Oh my gosh, it pains me to say it, but it's true. Now, some of these companies actually provide parking, but many don't. And street parking in downtown Denver is limited and really expensive. And one of the other things that you shouldn't forget about is the cost of the tolls. Now, if you plan on using E470 or other toll roads to avoid traffic, these can add another $100 a month to just your commuting expenses alone. Now, here's the real shock, is that many families discover that commuting from northern Colorado to Denver is going to cost anywhere between $500 and $700 per month when you factor in gas, maintenance, parking, and the tolls. That's $6,000 to $8,000 per year just to get to work. Now, if you've stuck with me this long, we've covered the extra expenses in the potential Metro Tax District, the HOA special assessment and HOA fees. We've talked about the cost of commuting and home maintenance. But the fifth hidden cost is one that I did not account for when I was relocating to Colorado, and it's something most people don't even think about, and that is the cost of outdoor gear. Now, hear me out for a second. As you can see, Colorado has an incredible outdoor recreation opportunities every single where that you look, but taking advantage of them requires a significant upfront investment for all the equipment that you're going to need. Now, I know it's summertime, the sun's beating down on my face, I'm glistening beautifully, but the first thing we need to talk about is skiing and snowboarding, which is why so many people actually relocate to Colorado in the first place. Now, an Epic Season Pass, which gives you access to Vail, Beaver Creek, Breckenridge, and Keystone, is going to cost you anywhere between $900 and $1,075 per person. And the Icon Pass, which includes Winter Park, Copper Mountain, and Steamboat Springs, is gonna run you about $1,000 per person. But the season pass is just the beginning. If you're new to skiing or snowboarding, you're gonna need some equipment. Skis or snowboards, boots, bindings, poles, helmet, goggles, and of course, the appropriate outer layer. Now, for a family of 4, you're looking at dropping $3,000 to $5,000 just to get everybody equipped to hit the slopes. Now, hiking and camping gear is another major expense. Colorado's higher altitude and changing weather conditions requires quality equipment. A good tent, sleeping bag rated for colder weather, hiking boots and backpacks, and your outdoor clothing can easily run you about $2,000. Now, mountain biking is huge right here in northern Colorado, but quality bikes that can handle all the terrain the mountains can throw at you are gonna start at $1,500 and go all the way up to $5,000 or more. Now, when you add in all your protective gear, maintenance, and accessories, you're looking at a significant investment, but if you ask me, it is definitely worth it. Even activities like fishing here require Colorado-specific gear. High altitude fishing means different equipment than you might be used to. Plus, you're gonna need a license and waders for those cold mountain streams. Yeah, as well as some specialized tackle. Now, here's what I've observed. Families move to Colorado excited about the outdoor lifestyle, but they don't budget for the gear they need to actually enjoy it. They end up spending $5,000 to $10,000 in their first year just on outdoor equipment. And that's money that they didn't plan for. Now, I've just shown you how hidden costs can add up quickly. But here's the good news. When you budget for these costs properly, you can absolutely afford to live here and love it. And if you ask me, this is worth every single penny. Now, if you're sitting on the other side of this screen and you're serious about making the move work, then don't try to figure this out on your own. Call or text me with any questions, large or small, at 720-741-7474. I'll personally help you create a realistic budget so you can move to Northern Colorado with confidence instead of stress. And if you want to see all of the most popular Northern Colorado cities, go check out this video right here where I show you exactly what you can expect from each city. Remember, stay adventurous, my friends. I'll see you in the next video.